All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, my YouTube family. It's week 2, and I wanted to come on and do an LIVE. Let's see who's going to join us. Let's give this just a minute or so. I think I have decent lighting. Let's see who's going to join us, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I wanted to definitely stay on track with if you can hear me. I was having technical difficulties last week, so if you can hear me, somebody say something and let me know that my sound is okay. So hopefully I'm not having technical difficulties this week. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy, candidate for the U.S. Senate, representing Georgia, but absolutely representing all people. I can hear you. Thank you, Zipporah. Hey, ADOS, y'all. Chime on in. Good afternoon, good evening. It's afternoon in some places. It's evening right here in Georgia. Turn this off so y'all can't hear my little fan under my desk. I hope all is well. Let's see who's going to chime in. Good evening, everybody. I'm not going to keep you long, but I want to be making sure that I bring you an update every week on the campaign. We are weeks in now. Let me see. I've been keeping up. I think we're into got a little calendar over here. I think we're into week number 6, guys. Week number 6. Started out testing the waters, but we are beyond testing the waters. I'm on a conference call. Sounds like we got some of our fighters over there. Got Trish out there. Trish is here in Atlanta. She says she's on a conference call with Representative Lucy McBath, who is annoying, probably ignoring her question, which, Lucy is sadly, one of the CBC members who have not signed on to HR 40. And we have to hold people accountable, even as a candidate. Don't ask me to, toe the line when people are not right. So yeah, Lucy McBath is a representative here in the state of Georgia who is one of the CBC members who has not signed on to HR 40. So I'm sure Trish is going in and asking her why she can sign on to everything else. Surely she can sign on to HR 40. All right, I'm gonna give this like another 30 seconds, and then I wanna talk to you guys about, give you an update on my campaign. I'm excited. I'm ready to serve. I've run before, so I know how to stomp these grounds. I know what it takes. Tomorrow morning, I've been invited to a breakfast. Kamala Harris is in town, so I've been invited to breakfast. If you don't know, the Democratic debate is happening right here in Georgia, y'all. The Democratic debate is happening right here in Georgia. It's at the Tyler Perry studio. I saw some of our ADOS family out there with the signs. I saw some allies. I saw some really good pictures. There was this one picture with an ally after ADOS got finished talking to him and giving him the data. He was on board and he was holding his ADOS sign higher than his Andrew Yang sign. So just know that we need our allies, and I'm going to keep talking to us about building bridges, because it's imperative that this ADOS movement, that we have people that we can, reach over and get them to help us with our fight. We cannot do this alone. And I totally believe in allies. So we'll continue. I will definitely continue to have that conversation. I know it's a sensitive subject with ADOS because so many people have led us astray, but we need our allies, and we need people who can get on the same side as us and fight with us. We cannot do this alone. So I'm gonna go through my website a little bit here in just a second. Thank you guys for chiming in. We're about 3 minutes in. Like I said, I'm never gonna keep you long. I'm gonna always keep these no more than 30 minutes because I like to be able to get it in and get it in for you. So if you haven't been to my website, guys, it's Tamara, Tamara 4FOR, Georgia spelled out.com. I am working on a brand new site. It is hot. I'm super excited. This was just a temporary site to get us going, but we got a brand new site on the way, and it's fire. So you guys will be, thank you, Sadiku. Yeah, I believe in trying to keep us on time. So this brand new website that's on the way, guys, be on the lookout. I'm super excited. It looks good. It looks really good. You'll be very pleased. Like I said, my goal is to represent you and represent you well. So the temporary site that's up, you can definitely go there. I want to talk about signing up to be volunteers. It's imperative. It's going to take, I had someone that asked me well, can you raise $5 million, sarcastically? And I just kind of roll my eyes, because I don't think that we need to raise $5 million, but I know we need to raise a lot of money. And I'm going to talk about where we are with the numbers in just a minute, as far as what we've raised since after the 5K. So just know that we are embarking upon some very deep waters. Running a statewide race is a costly endeavor. And we got ADOS, we got to do this because nobody believes in us. So I will be able to go out and get some other dollars to help, but the bulk of this campaign has to be funded by us, for us. And I've been talking to some of the other ADOS chapters about my candidacy really needs to be a blueprint for other campaigns and other candidates that come after me. How we take contributions, who we take contributions from. A lot of times, like with Trish now saying that she's on the call with Representative Lucy McBath, a lot of times they cannot take a position, the right position, particularly a position for us, because they're bought and sold. Look at all those members of Congress that couldn't stand with Byron because they were bought and sold by Comcast. So when it comes to these large dollar donations, I honestly would like to see those dollars go through our PACs. Those of you that are setting up ADOS PACs, I would rather those bigger dollars go through PACs versus coming through to the candidates. So I do believe my campaign should be a blueprint, and we should set the tone for how ADOS, how we handle our contributions as candidates, who we take money from, and who we owe ourselves back to. Because when we start taking those large dollar donations, we owe it back. Trust me. And that's why you got all these people that cannot get on board with Byron Allen, and because they bought and sold. So we want to make sure that in the future, with my candidacy and future candidates that are running on an ADOS platform, that we have a way to actually hold them accountable. So if they start taking money that's too big because you bought, then we're gonna have a problem with those kind of candidates. So those are conversations that we are having on how to actually structure our campaigns. Hopefully at the conference in Kentucky, I will get an opportunity to speak with you broadly about what we've done over this year. So everything is, like I said, I've done this before. I've run 3 races. So Senate races, state Senate races, which was a pretty big deal. Where there's 56 state Senate seats in Georgia. So that was still a lot of people, and that was still a big campaign. So I've done that 3 times. So I'm real familiar with the campaigning and the campaign trail. But going back to the volunteering, so I need volunteers. I just talked about the money, but we definitely need volunteers, because I intend to have a very strong grassroots movement around this campaign and this election. Go to the website. I did put some of the agenda items. As you can see, I have, again, the website for those of you that are just chiming in. It is Tamara Ford. I'm trying to read and talk to y'all at the same time, so my apologies. So it's TamaraFordGeorgia.com, and everything is spelled out TAMARA FOR Georgia spelled out.com. At the top of my agenda is to establish a federal agency for American descendants of slavery. We need our own agency. I'm in law school, and I've been looking at different ways the government addresses different issues, and there's a lot of agencies on the Federal Register. So if you go check that out, federalregister.gov. I don't have that in front of me right now, but you can see all the different agencies that are established to address certain issues or certain people. So this is an opportunity for us to have our own agency, because this is a place where we have to manage, and I'll say this a lot, we'll have to manage, we have to collect, manage, and maintain our own register of who we are as ADOS. That's not something that we ever want to put into the hands of any of our states. You can see here in the state of Georgia, for those of you that follow politics or have followed what happened here in Georgia, they purge voters. So just know that they won't get this right, and we have to get this right for ourselves. So we need a federal agency to have an umbrella, a house to house what needs to happen, particularly for us as ADOS. That's at the top of my agenda. And I go on to talk about livable wage and job creation, public education, debt-free college, all the things that need to happen for America, but particularly for us as a people. So these are the issues as we start to dive in, and we'll talk about these issues singularly as I continue to do these broadcasts. But we have to have alliances. There's a lot of people who their number one is debt-free college, or their number one is criminal justice reform, and we have to align ourselves. Even with the LGBTQ community, we have to align ourselves because we have people that are ADOS that are LGBTQ. So we have to be mindful that alliances, we absolutely need alliances in order to move our movement forward. So we can't leave anybody out, just like they can't leave us out. So one hand washes the other in politics, and our allies, we got to make friends, y'all. There is going to talk before I move past the actual agenda items. There is a march that we've been invited to participate in here in Georgia around the King Day weekend with other entities from Embark is one, I believe, might be in Cobra. I don't know who all they want to have they want to participate in the King Day March, and they want us to have a banner specific to reparations. And however that needs to look, we need to work it out because we need to stand in solidarity in something like the King Day Parade. I'm sure there's King Day parades for those of you that are not local. There's King Day parades, and having a presence where we're all talking about reparations. I don't care what group you're from, but just all of us talking about reparations, that shows solidarity. That shows that we're committed to fighting white supremacy as one. We're committed to standing up for our issues as a people. So it shows solidarity. So I'm hopeful that we can do this and do this right, and we can all work together with other organizations. I don't care about the beef, y'all. We all about the issues. We're gonna stick and stay on the issues. We're gonna stick and stay on what's important, which is reparations, period, point blank. How do we get that check cut? How do we get our needs met as a people? How does America repair this damage? Reparations. So that's the message. That's what we're standing on. And that's why we need to definitely collaborate with other entities, our allies, and figure out how to get our agenda in the forefront. We can't sit on the sideline and just, argue or go back and forth. We have to really get into the fight. It's all about reparations, period. As you know, the Democratic debate is here in Georgia tonight. I'm here with you. I'm not going to play those games. I will be running as a Democrat. That has been a question that's been asked, like, where do I stand? Because people aren't sure. Because I don't just toe the Democratic Party line. I don't play party politics. All Democrats ain't right and all Republicans ain't wrong. So the higher up you go into this food chain of politics, you realize these are two sides of the same coin. And you have Democrats and Republicans that really, they dine together, they hang out together, they vacation together, they friends, and we down here fighting over crumbs when they got everything at the top. So no, I don't play party politics. I am running as a Democrat. I believe in the Democratic stance on a lot of issues, but like I say, all Democrats ain't right and all Republicans ain't wrong. So those of you that want to do business, there's a lot of Republicans they're on that side, particularly those Black Republicans. That's what I'm talking about. They're on that side of the fence because I've had conversations with them, and they say they want to do business. They want to make money. They believe in capitalism. They know how to make money if they're given the opportunity. So they got an agenda on the other side. So I ain't mad at them. I'm a business person. I get it. I like doing business too. So like somebody said, the presidential debates look like circus acts. Yeah, I'm not going. So I'm here with y'all. So just to kind of bring you up to speed. So yes, it's happening right here at the Tyler Perry studio, right here in Atlanta. Crowded field. What I think is 10 candidates. They are Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, Amy Klobuchar, Andrew Yang, Cory Booker, Tulsi Gabbard, Tom Steyer, Julian Castro. I'm not quite sure if he made it to the stage. That billionaire, Michael Bloomberg. I don't think he's made it to the stage. And I heard Beto O'Rourke. has dropped out of the race. So this is an update I just found a few minutes ago, so I could come tell you what was going on. Again, I'm not getting into the fray of that. But here's something interesting I wanted to share, and I'm gonna come back to my my website. On my temporary website, like I said, we're working on a fantastic, beautiful website. I'm loving it already. I use PayPal, and here's been some controversy around my use of PayPal. I use PayPal because I'm not sure what happens to our data. Let me say that again. I'm not sure what happens to our data when we use ActBlue and some of these other platforms. I've never used those other platforms. And let me go back. If you look behind, you'll see right here on the wall, on my shelf, there's my undergrad is in computer information systems, and data is king. And that was like one of the first things we learned, is protecting our data. And so I never did get on board with the Democratic Party or the ActBlue platform, or there's others, but I just never trusted what happens to that data. So in this particular, with the debate tonight, one of the stipulations is that they demonstrate that they have received donations from a minimum of 165,000 unique donors, with at least 600 donors per state in at least 20 states. So how do they know that they have 165 unique donors, 600 donors per state in at least 20 states? That means somebody's got their eye on the data. That means they know who is giving, they have your information, and they can solicit you themselves. I'm not telling who ADOS is. I'm not telling who you guys are. So we're going to maintain our own data in-house. This is something that I feel very, very strongly about. We'll maintain our own data. We're not playing that game with who is going to have access to your email list and who can be soliciting you for contributions. Because I can tell you, as a Democratic candidate, I didn't see that money trickle down when that money goes into the party, because I didn't see money trickle down into the candidates or to the parties, to the county parties. I don't know what happens to the money. I just know we're gonna keep our own stuff in house. So I just want to let y'all know that. So if you see this PayPal button, this is for our own protection as ADOS. We're not giving up. We're not giving up who you are, and we can count our own money. We can report ourselves. We don't need somebody to manage us. We can manage ourselves. So that's what the PayPal button is on my account, and why I actually use PayPal. So that doesn't make the Democratic Party very happy. Y'all can tell I don't really care about that. So just going back. So again, on my, oh, well, exactly. That's what Trish says. So going back to my agenda, again, it goes into climate change, addressing that, Medicare for all. We definitely have to have insurance. Everybody in this country needs some sort of insurance. Do I think we're going to get rid of private insurance? I don't. I think it's too much money, and it's too big of a business and too big of a fight. I don't think we'll ever get rid of it. Some people love their private insurance for what they feel like they get for it. But I do believe that we need to have healthcare for all citizens in this country. I do believe that people shouldn't use the emergency room as their way of seeing the doctor when they get so deathly ill that they have to go to the ER. So I do believe in healthcare for all. Criminal justice reform, restoring the Voting Rights Act, revitalizing rural Georgia. There's a lot of farmland. There's a lot of farmers that are, just having a rough time in rural Georgia. So I definitely want to address their needs. Pathway to citizenship. I know that immigration and that whole conversation gets hairy with ADOS, but as it says, it's a pathway to citizenship. I do believe there needs to be some controls on how people actually come into the country, but I do not believe in the inhumane treatment of how we are treating people that are coming here who are coming for seeking asylum from their own country. So a big fight there. Like I said, we'll go into the specifics of my agenda later, and we'll continue to talk about it as the campaign develops, because it's a conversation that we have to keep having in order to get it right. I do have women's rights on here. The ERA is a big deal for me because I'm a woman, and LGBTQ rights. So we definitely have to address everybody and everything and have allies. So I don't want to leave anybody out. And this is just a preliminary list. It may get longer, but just know that establishing a federal agency for ADOS, getting us reparations is at the top of my agenda. So don't get it twisted. All right, we have about 6 more minutes, and just to give you a campaign update, we started my efforts. Let me get my little calendar over here. I started the Testing the Waters campaign on October the 16th and tested the waters up until the 31st, when we raised that first 5K. I want to again thank you guys for helping me raise that first 5K. Y'all did it. Y'all did the doggone thing. And then after that, we did raise it on the 31st, and I announced, which took 15 days to raise, but okay, the contributions were small, but they added up and we made it. So moved into November the 15th, which was this past Friday, and I announced that the goal was 15K. And I know we can do this, guys. I know we can raise the 15K between now and the end of the year. If it took 15 days to raise 5,000, this is 45 days. So it adds up if we continue to do this right. 15K to get us to the end of the year. I can tell you, I'm weary. Well, let me go back. The Democratic Party charges $10,000. Let me say that again. They charge $10,000 for the data, for me to purchase a voting list from the Democratic Party. 10K. That's a big chunk. So asking for this 15K is imperative. So getting back to where we are. So on the 15th of this month, 5 days ago, I announced the 15K to get us to the end of the year as the goal. In these last 5 days, guys, we've raised $180. We got to do better. So in 5 days, we've only raised $180. So we got work to do to raise 15K. Now, the strategy here is, I know Thanksgiving is next week, and then that following Friday is Black Friday. Now, that means some people are going to be standing in line, some folks going to be spending money, and they're getting ready for the holidays. So surely we can get some of this raise, a lot of this raise, between now and Black Friday, before some of you start to actually go out and do some Christmas shopping. So between now and the end of the year, the goal is 15K, just to get us to this point where we have this data in place. We're going to do our ADOS phone banking on Saturday, December the 7th, the 14th, and the 21st. So you have 3 dates, and it's in the email. So if you haven't, if you're not getting my emails, please go to Tamara for Georgia, TAMARA for FOR, Georgia spelled out.com, and make sure that you sign up to volunteer, so that I will have your email address so you can get the dates and you can get the call-in number for the conference call. Again, the dates for the phone bank training are Saturday, December the 7th, Saturday, December 14th, and Saturday, December 21st at 1 o'clock Eastern. So you'll be getting information in your emails about that. I will continue to do these YouTubes every Wednesday to keep you updated. So again, our goal for the end of the year is 15,000. That's a very small goal compared to what we're going to need. Understand that we got to do mailers. We got to get prepared to go out and canvas, which is knocking on doors. We got to do this across the state. So we got to start getting ourselves in position to have what we need. We're not going to beg anybody. We're going to get this done, and we can do this ourselves. And again, the date for the phone bank training is December 7th, 14th, and 21st. You will get that information in your email. You should put your link on your Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and let us tweet it out. I sure will. I sure will. Thank you. That's Trish. Thank you. What is the date of your last email? So I send emails out on Friday evenings. So every Friday evening, you should get an email from me. I usually send them out around 7, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So you should get an email every Friday evening from me. So again, 15K. before the end of the year. It's a very small ask. I didn't want to push too hard because I know the holidays are approaching, but it's a small drop in the bucket compared to what we need to raise in order to be prepared for this statewide race. We need to come out of the gate strong in January. Let the Democrats and the Republicans and everybody else know that ADOS is an agenda. It needs to be a Black agenda on everybody's, any candidate that's out here running, then they need to have a Black agenda. So we're going to set the tone around ADOS here in Georgia and nationally. And just know that Georgia is making history because Georgia will have 2 U.S. Senate races on the ballot at the same time. I said this in my last live to you. 2 U.S. Senate races on the ballot at the same time. That means you're gonna have people from across the, they're gonna be watching it. We're gonna be talking about ADOS and we're gonna be loud and they're gonna know it's all about reparations. So this is we're making history and we're right on time, family. We are right on time. So Black Friday is in 9 days. What's today? The 20th, 9 days until Black Friday, November 29th. Don't y'all go out and spend money before y'all send money this way. Don't go spend money before you send money this way. We got to get our money together. We got to get prepared to run this race and run this race strong. Like I said, in the last 5 days, we've only raised $180. I know we can do better than that. We can totally do better than that. What I'd like to see, and I'm working on that in accordance with our budget, is people get on monthly contributions. Really decide, what is it that I can send every single month? I would like to ask you to send at least $25 every month. If we get enough people sending $25 every month, that could be a great push, but we got to get a lot of people to do that. So let me work on the budget so that we can be real clear about what is a doable number for us moving into the new year. But now until the end of the year, surely we can raise this next 15,000. So we got a lot of work to do. This is a big race. We ain't playing. We coming strong. And are there other ADOS candidates running nationally? I don't think so. I don't think so. If there are, please send them my way so we can start to collaborate. But I don't think so. Your volunteer sign-up sheet should be on your website. It is, sir. Look on the click on at the top of the website. It says sign up to volunteer at the very top. Just click on that and it takes you directly to the sign-up sheet. So there it is. It's right at the top. Tamara, Tamara, for FOR, Georgia, spelled out.com. She said Lucy avoided her questions. There was a lag between questions and she refused to address me. I'm not surprised. We let her keep running. She can run, but she can't hide because we're gonna keep calling her out. HR 40 was a small ask for her, a very small ask. Just sign the study. And I believe we're beyond a study. I'm not asking for a study. I'm calling for a federal agency to address us. Like, no, we're done studying. The studying is done. They can have that. I'm taking it to the next level. Any other questions, comments, concerns? I have about a minute and a half before I log out. Like I said, I like to keep these right at about 30 minutes. Miss Trish says my monthly will be $50 to your campaign. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you get into a rotation of giving, honestly, it gets easier. You can be prepared. You can, I know, this whole thing about campaign and candidacy, it's all new to us. There's a lot to learn, but I can tell you it does take resources. We're going to have a very strong ground game. I'm super excited about that, but I promise you it's going to take us we got to have some money in the coffer in order to get it all done. Yeah, he's right. We're way beyond a study. So I have about another 15 seconds. Well, I have a minute and 15 seconds. So any other questions, comments, concerns? I'm looking through the comments now. I'm learning. Thanks for being informative. You welcome, Mr. Andrew Jackson. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Presidential debate, still talking about that. Smart to learn lessons from other attempts. Yes, I've already run for office 3 times. So yes, I know what I didn't do right. And that makes it easier to come into a race this time, a bigger race, and knowing where I need to address. I never had a strong enough ground game. I never raised enough money. So I can just tell you that having volunteers and raising the money is the root of of winning this race. So we got about another 15 seconds. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Again, I will do this every Wednesday from 8 to 8:30 Eastern, just to give you guys an update about what is happening with me on the campaign and on the campaign trail. Again, go to the website, become a volunteer. Thank you, Black Cat ADOS. I appreciate it. She's I'm here in Florida, but I will be donating to you. Thank you so very much. And I will have a more clear budget for you guys really soon. I'm trying not to push us so hard. I know it's the holidays, and I know, we got families, and some of us have kids. I don't have any small kids anymore, but 18 and 21, so I ain't buying nothing. They lucky. The lights on. Here in Vermont, donated, and we'll definitely will again. Thank you, Cheryl. You see ally. Cheryl is all the way in Vermont, and she's one of our white allies. Thank you so very much, Cheryl, for being in this feed and donating. And we need our allies. I totally appreciate you, Cheryl. So all right, guys, we're at the 30-minute mark. I love you. I will see you next Wednesday. Tamara Ford, Georgia spelled out. Look for this brand new sexy website that we're working on. Like, that is gonna be hot. So I will talk to y'all next week. Go on and watch them debates. Let's see what they're talking about. Have a good night, everybody.